With all the mass shootings that are taking place here in the United States, it's no surprise that there is a rising market. It's stylish, bulletproof clothing. Now, there is a Colombian clothing designer by the name of Miguel Caballero, and he has come up with these very stylish bulletproof clothes. Let's take a look at the video. The clothes are stylish, and of course, they're going to keep you safe, especially if you're in a place that loves guns. But Caballero does charge quite a bit for these garments. In fact, it's about $3,000 for a basic sleeveless shirt, and almost $4,000 for a vest, and $6,000 for a jacket. But the industry is actually growing beyond South America, and I should note that he launched this in South America. I'm not entirely sure if you can get it in the United States. One industry estimate has the global body armor and personal protection market rising from $2.4 billion last year to $3.7 billion in 2023. So that's the estimate that they're predicting. And I want to know what you guys think. Maytha, let me start off with you.
Mixed feelings, obviously. It's disheartening to see that we have to think about protecting ourselves from bullets coming our way, and that there is fodder for this private personal security industry to grow and expand. I mean, we've already seen an exorbitant expansion of this across prisons. But the mixed feelings come in because there is a necessity. I mean, we did see a story recently about children using bulletproof blankets for schools, or the institution of these blankets soon to come into schools.
Yeah. Leeann?
Well, full disclosure, I'm a gun owner. My husband and I both own weapons, so this is something not new to me. The fashion part of it is, but there's a, you know, we can't conceal. Well, it's very difficult in California, so I do not have a concealed weapons license. But there's actually bras that are made for women, so their gun is right here. It's easily accessible, so it's been around for a while. This guy making it fashionable, it's very interesting. It is expensive. I mean, body armor is expensive. Remember when soldiers weren't getting the right amount of body armor back in Iraq, and parents were buying body armor that were like tens of thousands of dollars, but it's going to save your life. So yes, for the situation to sort of deem that, oh, maybe we need to wear body armor because there's going to be guns. I think not necessarily we're going to need it in America as much because we don't have the gun violence that, say, in Colombia, in Bogota, where it's a lot of drug cartels. That's probably why he designed it in the first place, is because people are facing random gunfire in the streets every day. But, you know, it's interesting. I mean, it's not just for people that are worried about school shootings. That, you know, there are people that are in law enforcement and other people that shoot weapons that would probably wear this.
Yeah, I mean, there's gun violence throughout the world. It's been very prevalent in the United States as of late, which is, you know, something that we talk about on the Young Turks on a regular basis. But, you know, the way that this story is playing out actually reminds me a little bit of how climate change is playing out in the United States, or in the world, I should say. And it sounds like a weird parallel, but with climate change, people have ignored the problem for so long that now scientists are trying to find ways to mitigate the consequences of climate change. They're like, look, if we're not going to curb our behavior, if we're not going to do something to cut emissions, then we need to find a way, like maybe reflective clouds or something like that. And so you see the same thing happening when it comes to gun violence, right? Instead of dealing with something that is a symptom of a larger problem, you just find ways to put a Band-Aid on the situation.
To make it cool.
And to make it cool.
I'm going to make it stylish and have a leather jacket.
And instead of going to the root problems, this is kind of like a sort of cover-up where people are profiting from it.
Exactly. It's a little disheartening. So the question is, have you ever been in serious danger? Leeann, I want to start with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of USO tours visiting our troops, so I've put myself in that danger, I guess you would say. But you know, we wear Kevlar and body armor, you know, and I've been rocketed in a helicopter on the Afghan border. I've been in the middle of firefights where we've had to go into the like safe little zones surrounded by concrete, and you have to wait till you get out, and we're surrounded by military. So, I mean, you know, like I said, I put myself in that situation, so I'm not asking for any boohoo or anything, but it's definitely scary.
I can imagine.
For the first time, real life threatening, where I go, I might not make it home. It's life changing.
Yeah, Maytha.
Well, last December, I was at the Syrian-Turkish border working with Syrian refugee children, and at that time, a very popular group now, but at the time people didn't know unless you were following the Syrian conflict, ISIS was controlling the border, and there were some people that were trying to figure out how to get back in and out. But I haven't let the idea of serious danger or conflict really stop my travels either. I've been to a border town between Kosovo and Serbia when there was a lot of tension and danger. It's a divided city between the two. I went to Kenya right after they had their big massacre in that mall in Nairobi. I've been to Lebanon during a bombing, literally like a quarter of a mile away from a bombing. So, I mean, I just, me, myself, I feel like if I'm gonna go, I'm unattached, I don't have children. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. And it's not something that I can control, except when I'm in turbulence on a plane. That's when I get irrationally fearful.
That's amazing. I can't even compete with you two. I mean, my answer to the question is, I'm in danger every day when I'm in traffic in Los Angeles. That's it. That's the only thing I can say.
That is truth. That is your truth.
Yes, but I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever been in danger? Share your story, and you can also comment on the story itself. What do you think about the bulletproof clothing? Do you think that it's a necessity, or is it something that is unnecessary? I definitely want to hear from you. We'll see you guys soon with another episode of The Point.